Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of In Between the Stitches. As always, I'm your host, Brady Wilson, and I'm with my co-host, Chase Olschwanger.
Good afternoon.
And it is a good afternoon, as Rangers are about to get started here in about 10 minutes against the Trash Throws down there in Houston, the armpit of Texas. They call us the, South Oklahoma Rangers, which I've always found to be interesting just because if we were like in Denton, okay, sure, but we're in Dallas, like the middle of Texas.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Whatever makes them happy.
They probably don't own a globe or a map or anything that would give us, give them a geographical point of location of the DFW area. Anyway, there's been a lot to do, and in this episode, this has been one of those weeks where if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. So this episode is going to be on this Saturday. So you're getting an episode today, and you're getting an episode in just a few days on Wednesday. So hey, I can hear the cheers right now, but there's been a lot to talk about, especially with all four teams. Well, three teams, and then NFL, because we're going to do Mock 3.0 as the draft coming up very, very soon, less than 2 weeks away. So we'll have a mock that Wednesday. So, yay. Start off with the Stars here. Stars are 50, 21, and 9. First in the Central, first in the West. I think they've clinched the first seed. I'm kind of hoping that we don't have to face Vegas, just because we have some very bad memories against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. But we're on a one-game losing streak against Winnipeg. We're facing Seattle right now. Last time I checked, it's 1-0. We have it on, as well as a Ranger game on. And I think the playoff outlook for this team is make a run.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be the year where you put it all together, hopefully. And you're not the Bruins. You're not a team that's going to get bounced in the first round. The West is the West is a good conference. Same with the NBA. Same with the NHL. I mean, Vegas is you're going to be your first round opponent. That's not a fun first round opponent to have.
But it shows that they've had some struggling moments throughout the season, which is why they're the 8th seed.
Well, yeah, but so have the Mavericks, and they're the 5 seed, and everyone's saying, we've had some struggling moments.
Sure.
They just worry me. Vegas just worries you.
They know us.
Yeah.
So that can that always benefits the team that came out victorious.
Well, they won last year.
Yeah,
they're the reigning defending champs.
Right. No, I'm just saying they've had our number for the last couple of years, and that always benefits someone going down the stretch, no matter who's the better team.
Right. So I don't want to face them, but it looks like that may be what we were going to have to do. So we'll probably try to have Zach on next week or the week after, just try to get some playoff outlook from him. So, Mavericks, their American Airlines Center counterpart, 50 and 31, 5th in the West, clinched the 5 seed. Chase, you called it.
I did say
a 50-win season. Now, technically, they did clinch it at 49 wins.
Yes.
So you were, but we'll count it for you.
Yes.
We'll give.
They clinched the 5 seed at 50 wins.
They clinched the 5 seed at 50. So, it's kind of funny that we marked off Detroit as a win, but I think they just kind of rested everybody and
nobody played,
and you lost. Yeah. So, oh darn, that sucks. And you face OKC tomorrow. It may be Markieff Morris is your leading scorer tomorrow for the Mavericks, but hey, that's still we're just kind of getting ready to get to the end of the season, and our hearts do go out to Derek Lively, who lost his mom.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, like, you hope it doesn't distract him, but you also don't want to get over it and play.
Right.
You want to be nice to the guy and be like, well, hopefully he can grieve over the next week. And he can come out and play and still be Derek Lively.
He was at the game last night sitting on the bench, and I was watching him. He was ecstatic when things were going well, and he looked like himself, and obviously he's not right now.
Right.
And our condolences go out to him and his family, and we just hope that he's able to get back on the court because
we need him.
Yeah.
He definitely is a very crucial part to our team. But the Mavs have looked really, really good. And we're facing the Clippers, an old buddy of ours that we were never able to get past in Luka's first couple of trips to the playoffs. So hopefully this team can get past them because they're a good team.
Yeah, this is the best Maverick team in probably 12 to 13 years.
At least,
and this is by far Luka's best team.
I mean, but you're facing Kawhi, you're facing Harden,
Paul George, Westbrook. Yeah, of course, they're a great team.
I mean, this is an all-star team from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the starting all-star team from 8 years ago. I'm actually trying to think. Yeah, it may no because Paul George would have been in the East with the Pacers.
With the Pacers, yes.
But with Russ and OKC, Harden and Houston, and Kawhi in San Antonio, that you would have had.
There you go.
There's your Western Conference starting all-star team. But they're not exactly the same as they were. I mean, Westbrook is still.
They're also good players.
He's a shell of his former self, but he's still. I mean, a shell of Russell Westbrook is still better than a lot of players in the NBA.
Correct.
Harden is Harden. Paul George and Kawhi are getting a little bit older, but they've been together.
As long as they're on
now.
the floor, they're still very effective.
So hopefully we can. We were never able to beat these guys, in Luka's first few trips to the playoffs. Although Luka had that great buzzer beater, that was a big moment.
Of course,
I remember where I was.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those kind of cool moments in Luka's career. Hopefully this can be the start of a run. You're not exactly expecting NBA Finals championship, but you are kind of thinking, hey,
the potential is there.
If you were to pick a team not the top 4 of any conference, I think to win it, your money would be on the Mavs. And not just because they're the 5, they're right there, but because they're probably the best non-top 4 seeded team in either conference. So, I mean,
yeah,
you don't want to face us. And you don't want to face us because we're a good team. And you got Kyrie and Luka, and Kyrie has a lot of playoff experience, a lot of dagger moments. Golden State knows all about it.
He has the biggest shot, maybe, in NBA playoff history.
Definitely the biggest shot in Cavs history.
For sure.
I mean, there's not any line in that one. But the Mavs have a chance to make a run, and they have a really good team, and a team that's going to be probably mostly back next year. So you have a chance to make another run at this. So hopefully the window is opening with this team, and you can try to recapture that championship. And, hey, maybe bring in Bruce Bochy to give a motivating speech, on before game 1 about, and he can have that old Tennessee draw and talk about what it takes
That'd be awesome.
to win a championship. Because they asked Boch, they interviewed him, does it excite you to think that maybe you were inspiration for that team, and maybe do they inspire you? He's like, well, yeah, the cities and sports teams bond together. You kind of intertwine yourself a little bit with the other teams, and so hopefully that magic, if you're wearing your World Series shirt, that can rub off on the Mavs and maybe rub off on the Stars a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else for the Mavs to add?
No, I mean, these last 2 games, we're probably going to finish the season 50-32, right? Which is fine because the last 2 games, are just games we're just putting our guys out there. But I like that we're playing the youngins because you're seeing that guys like Omax, who's yesterday played a great game. And you can see the potential when you give these guys that, aren't getting minutes or in the G League, you give them minutes, you see their potential. Right. And it looks good for the Mavericks' future because I wouldn't expect everyone to be back next year. I think this team only gets better, but I think guys like
the core,
Hardaway and maybe Maxey, they might be gone next year.
Oh, man, no, we can't lose Hardaway, no.
Yeah, so now we could replace them for someone better.
You mean he can't chuck up 15 shots a game and make 3 of them?
So I'm happy to see the production of Omax and Jaden Hardy, and to really see that we have these young guys on our team that doesn't get a lot of minutes during the game, but we have these guys who clearly have potential when they get the opportunity.
And then they're seasoning for hopefully bigger roles.
Right.
Hardy could step in and be Hardaway. And I think Omax could step in and be Kleba, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, they're completely different players. But
for the
role.
Fill the void of the roster at least.
Sure.
And I'd say our core is Luka, Kyrie, Lively, Gafford,
Washington.
You want to put PJ in there?
Yeah, sure.
And then let's pick a 6th player. If you're picking a 6th guy, I'd probably pick Jones.
Yeah, I'll pick Jared Jones.
Flight 55.
Yeah,
he's awesome. I think it's such a great nickname.
He's awesome. I would love to bring. He's on a 1-year, $3 million contract, by the way. How about that steal?
Although, if you're a baseball fan, that nickname was stolen from old Dave Smith, who was a pitcher in the 80s. I know he played for the Astros. He was Flight 40. I think he was Flight 45. So
it's okay.
It's a fun. It was just reminded me of that. But
no, I would love to bring guys. You'd hope Gafford and PJ come back and hopefully stay here long term.
Aren't they both under contract?
Yeah. And I think that even if one of them is on their last year, guys like PJ, he grew up in Frisco. He wants to be here, so he will come back. And there's other guys out there that, as long as they stay healthy, this team could be good for a long time.
Want to make a note: if we do cut in, Ranger game just started. Simi and Seager both fly out. So if we do, we will make some comments about the game as we go on. So that way, if someone says, "What are they high? What are they talking about?" It's the Rangers are on right now, and so Carter stepping up. Blanco 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's going to stand and deliver here, and Hey, at least it's not Angel Hernandez behind the plate
Thank
last
God.
night. And we'll segue that into the Ranger segment here.
Go Mavs.
Is go Mavs. It is. When does the playoff start? Like, what?
I think the plan is in 3 days, and playoffs probably start in a week and a half.
So I assume before the draft, like right before the draft,
Yeah,
probably next weekend.
I don't know if it's.
Remember you texted me that they would have 11 days off.
Yes, and that. Let me look real quickly, and just before we
But
jump to the next.
As we segue, it is my time to let everyone know that the Rangers are the reigning, defending World Series champions. Do you have the date?
I'm looking right now.
Oh,
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I'll let you know.
We are the World
here.
Series champions, and Houston can suck it. We are the World Series champions, not them. They are faltering. The A's have a better record than them. The Astros suck. Life is good again. They probably will not suck for long. Blanco is a really good pitcher, it appears, and right now their problem is starting pitching. You know, Framber's out, Verlander's out. The V's were getting me confused there. Javier's kind of gotten to. He's a bit of a slower start, and then Hunter Brown and JP France, and they just are getting shelled. And then they're bringing up guys that sound like spaghetti, and they're bringing up guys that grew up in, I can't remember all their names, and they're getting shelled in their first career starts. They're kind of chucking out AAA. They're top prospects, but they're not. People think that the Astros' top pitching prospect is the same as Jack Leiter. No, it's not. Because their farm system is depleted. It is bad. They depleted it of all resources to fuel the win now mindset. So their top pitching prospect would be like 20-25 for us.
This guy Ronel Blanco looks really good too.
But Blanco looks like a stud.
Yeah.
As we got full count Carter here with a full count, and he takes I don't think he swung. Let me guess, Angel. Did he say?
No, he walked.
didn't. Okay, because Angel Hernandez is the third base umpire, and it was not a swing, and they appealed. Umpire catcher, appealed to Angel, and I thought he rung him up.
Yeah.
I was about to be. Oh heck no.
April 20th, by the way, NBA playoffs start.
April 20th. Speaking of which, Angel Hernandez, how about that call last night? Out of all three of them.
All three of them.
So if anyone, and I recommend you do go follow Umpire Scorecards. They're on Twitter and they're on Instagram. Please go follow them. They do a great, terrific job grading umpires, giving you their estimated zone, and then they keep, they have record of all the umpires. Like before a game, when I'm at a game, and Chuck Morgan announced the home plate umpire, I can go look the guy up and go, okay, he's probably going to give the inside a little bit here. Or what? They do a great job. And they always give the three most impactful calls. And I think it's the three calls that impacted the win probability the most. All three were those three pitches to Langford. All three of them were those three. Because the first one was, okay, it was a good frame. The second one was, okay, you're getting frustrating. And then the third one was just, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like even the catcher looked like he was laughing underneath his mask. If you go back and watch it, as the owner of the Astros steps up and he walks.
It's been unbelievable.
So Adolis is going to take that little trot to first base, and I believe it would be Langford up. I think.
I thought they made him with the 6th hole today.
Who's hitting 5? Yeah, I think you're right. Is it?
It's Josh Smith.
It's Josh Smith. Hey, I'm telling you, I didn't need Twitter. You can ask my dad. Ever since I was a little kid, I always prided myself on being able to notice when guys change something. Like, hey, he's holding.
Get down.
That's going to get down. That means Carter's going to come home. Dolis is going to probably go to third, and Smith has an RBI single, and that benefits my fan. No, I didn't. Did I start Smith? I don't know if I started. I did start Smith. So that benefits my fantasy team. Blanco just threw what looks like a changeup, low and away, and Smith goes out there and golfs it to left center field for a little. I don't want to say it's a blooper, but he didn't crush it or anything. But Smith changed his front foot. If you look where his front foot is, it's not. I don't know if it was flat or not before, but it's really raised up and it's really close to his body. Like his feet are really close together, and I think what that's allowing him to do. Because my dad was telling me that he talked about bat path. What I think that's allowing him to do is when he steps, it keeps his bat on a better path to the zone. And
it's clearly benefited him.
Oh, it's working. I can tell you he changed something, and clearly his results are saying he changed something. Which if Josh Smith can hit, that just makes the Joey Gallo trade look even worse from the Yankees' perspective.
Duran was in that one, right?
Yeah, there was Duran Smith, Glenn Otto, and then Trevor Hauver. I think he was at AA right now. He's at double or AAA.
So 2 for 4.
And Hauver could hit. You never know. But I think he projects more as a fringe kind of outfielder, infielder, same as the other two guys. As Langford steps up, he's got an 0-2 count and fastball, and he's going to take that one the other way.
Wow,
Here comes Garcia.
Wow. Beautiful.
Smith's going to go to third, and Langford's going to go to second, and he is out.
Tough.
I get the aggressiveness. I like his base running aggressiveness. But the throw, I think he was expecting that throw to go home, and it got cut off.
Yeah.
And sorry if I've never done baseball play-by-play before. If you can't tell, it's a little rough. But Langford took what looked like a fastball, and he took it the other way for an RBI single. So it's 2-0 Rangers going to the bottom of the first. So it's Rangers 2, Astros coming up to bat, as the great Eric Nadell would say. But the Rangers look good. I mean, people are freaking out, and I did the math. I think we're on the same pathway that we were the first 2 weeks of the season last year. So everyone was, well, we started off hot last year. Actually, we started off kind of like this. Remember, we swept the Phillies, dropped 2 of 3 to the Cubs, dropped 2 of 3 to Baltimore. Sorry, it was 2 of 3 to Baltimore, dropped 2 of 3 to Chicago, dropped 2 of, I think we dropped 1 to Kansas City. So we were kind of in a similar situation to what we're in now in terms of record.
Yeah.
So
did you notice that Langford got Garcia and Smith home?
Did Smith come home?
Yeah, 3-0.
Never mind, it is 3-0. That is
we take that, I guess.
The camera did not pick that one up as hey, fantasy team news, Starling Marte with a home run. Yeah, I'm sure everyone was super excited by that, but and Brock Burke is hitting the IL. Now me and my dad always have a joke where if a pitcher is struggling and he hits the IL, he has a blister. No, it's because we joked that, well, you can't put Brock Burke on a 15-day injured list with manager's foot up butt. You can't exactly put that.
Yeah.
But in this case, he punched the wall in anger, and he broke his hand. And I remember reading that going, oh, did he break his left? No, he broke his right hand. He punched with his right hand. The reason I'm not calling him an idiot for that is he had the mental ability to understand, I want to punch with my non-throwing hand, so that way I don't have to, fix that. So he at least was smart enough to punch with the right hand. That's what's key here. So, you don't have a Brian Taylor situation where he was, I don't know if you know who Brian Taylor is, he was a top prospect for the Yankees in the 90s, was supposed to be with Jeter and the ace of the future. And he was backing up, I think, his brother in a bar fight, and he was a left-hander, and he punched the guy with his left hand, and it just completely screwed up his shoulder. It was never the same. Career just went into the gutter because he lost his velocity. Andrew Heaney's on the bump for the Rangers. And, I like that glove. Bright, it's kind of a good Ranger red there. All red. No colored laces. I know people are, iffy on Heaney right now just because he hasn't had 2 really terrific starts. But
that one versus Tampa Bay wasn't terrible.
That's okay. But yeah, so he had the mental ability to understand to punch with his right hand and not his left hand. So I commend him for that. But he probably saved himself a trip to AAA. And so, hey, he sabotaged.
He was DFA'd anyway.
I don't think it would have been. I don't know if he would have been DFA'd or not. But
I guess we don't really have the depth. Oh no, we don't have another run.
Yeah, I didn't think
that.
Well, the MLB app has been on crack lately because one time they texted me and my dad. It said that Jose Urena is relieving Jose Urena. So I think here it is. Here comes Garcia. No, Smith just went into third. Huh. Yeah, cameras didn't. Oh crap! Cameras did not pick it up, and Altuve, and it's caught. Never mind. Well,
look on to me, especially in those. Especially in that section.
The camera angle was really high, and it looked like, but a loud what is my dad? It was a long loud out. Is what my dad likes to say. What that one was. As Carter picks up towards the left field foul line. And here comes Yordan Alvarez. And if it was me, I'm putting him on first base. I do not want him to hit. I want him to waddle to first base and don't even...
He will hit another home run.
Because here comes a slider. It's going to be low and away, and he's going to golf it into the upper deck. Oh, he went fastball. Anyway, that's about it for the Rangers, I think, in terms of... Now, we'll also comment on the game. I'm sure everyone is enjoying our riveting play-by-play commentary here. Hey, I feel like I'm better than Dave Raymond. He's gotten better, but I feel like I'm still. And there you go. You may as well just put him on first and saved yourself throwing that one fastball.
That's okay. We'll take it.
And I have on here we could talk about baseball, and there's been some arm injuries. And look, I am getting smarter. I am launched myself into a research project on this, trying to find causes and things. And one thing I found in my research was that Tyler Glasnow was talking about how sticky stuff got banned, right? And that his first game after, he was like, I didn't even use spider tack. I used one of the oldest things that's been used since the 50s, which is sunscreen and rosin. It's stick, right? As Bregman hits one foul.
Tucker.
Is that Tucker?
Yeah.
Well,
Bregman's hurt.
I don't like either of them. So.
I think he's hurt.
I think he's sick.
Okay.
I think they were saying he had an illness yesterday. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, sticky stuff. So Glasnow's like, I used to use sunscreen and rosin, a very typical thing you'd see, but they banned that. They banned anything that would make your hand stick besides rosin. And so he just said, look, I went out there the next game and I couldn't grip the ball, so it forced me to grip the ball hard with my hand to get that grip, and it, I threw a great game, but then the next day I was sore in places I've never even been sore before. I didn't even know you could be sore.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he said, and I hurt my arm. He's like, what I realized is that, and this is, I don't know if you want to call this physics, if you want to call this muscle physics, I don't know, but if you grip the ball harder with your hand and your fingers, you notice it's taking muscles in your forearm, right? And when you're throwing that, it's putting more stress on your elbow and your forearm because you're gripping it harder. I'm not a scientist, but I know that this is right. I just can't exactly tell you. It's the stress, I want to say. So, so maybe bring back sticky stuff would help. Maybe, I don't know. Baseball has to acknowledge they have a problem. And I think the problem starts at.
But you can't change a rule mid-year, can you?
They did it They did it with sticky stuff. Remember everything? All the RPMs were up. Everyone was like, "What is going on with pitching?" Because that's why baseball did it. Was baseball offense was down. It was bad, and then it was okay. I don't think it was bad, but pitching was becoming. It was looking like 19. It was looking like the year of the pitcher 2.0. 21st century edition, and the MLB got scared, and so they made the offenses more. They took away sticky stuff, and now it's hurting pitchers' arms. So, yeah, you can change it. Baseball can do whatever the hell they want. Manfred can outlaw the DH right now. He can say, starting tomorrow, no more DH, and you're screwed. Starting tomorrow, he can say 20-man rosters, cut 6 guys. You're screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The commissioner has unilateral
Just
control.
push back to the pitch clock last year. Last season was fine.
Anyway, I don't know how much the pitch clock plays into it. I think it has to a little bit, but I think this goes to the young, to kids. And, I have friends that, played baseball their entire life, and they don't break. And if you're a pitcher, you're pitching all year round. You don't give yourself time to go. And then what that does is it creates that routine where when it comes to the off season and you're in the minor leagues, you're throwing in December. And I remember it was a guy that was a veteran pitcher was like, I remember when I first came up, you didn't start throwing until January. You gave your arm at least 2 months to rest.
Right.
And guys aren't doing that anymore. And then I think part of it is the obsession with spin rate and velocity. And, doing that usually, the quickest way to add spin rate and velocity is to do weird crap with your arm and generate more torque with your arm and your body. And it I think that causes some problems. But again, I'm researching this. I'm trying to get more intelligent on the issue. So that way I'm not just old man screaming at clouds about something. But,
yeah.
And then there you go, Heaney. Jackson Holiday came up. He is 0 for a lot right now. But hey, you can't expect these guys to come up with the amount of expectation. People are already about Langford. Oh no, he hasn't hit a home run yet. He hit 6 or 7 during spring or whatever. And oh my God, it's dude, calm down. Yeah. It's 162 games. I think Langford will get a home run here eventually. And not only that, but he's seeing Major League pitching in a season setting now.
Yeah.
Spring training is don't tell me you actually thought he was going to start off that hot in the regular season. This is different. It's different. Guys are going more intense. Guys are it's different. But I can't think of much else for baseball. We could talk about Ipe, but it's just kind of like
Stupid.
I can give you my opinion, which is, and I think you probably should have the same opinion, which is I do find it hard to believe how Shohei Ohtani. I found it hard to believe he would notice 4.5, and now they're trying to tell us that he wouldn't have noticed 16.5 million or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
How would you done? Now, if it was done in incremental amounts, maybe, but like, I don't see how you would notice. Now, maybe that's just because I have never had more than $16 million in my bank account. So
To him, that's $25.
yeah, to him, that's, he can wipe his butt with $16 million. So, I mean, I don't know, but it definitely is suspicious, to say the least.
For sure.
But now we're going to get to some football. And in terms of getting to football, we're not talking about the Cowboys because the Cowboys make me sad and the other three teams make me happy. So we talk about the other three teams. We don't talk about the Cowboys. It's simple because I've already ranted about that, and I will probably rant again at a future date, and that date is not today. But we do have draft. The draft is in just not a ton of time left. As I don't say I'm scrambling, but I am working my butt off to get the board done. 12 days to the draft, so less than 2 weeks. And we got our mock draft 3.0. So we have a mock draft now, and then we're doing our last mock. So it's a little bit kind of condensed time, but
There shouldn't be too much changes unless we hear, this team is doing this 100%.
And again, this is no trades. And so, and come draft day, I may do one with trades and without trades because, I like to see if I can get a couple right, on draft day.
Sure.
And again, I've been saying, and I'm going to give a spoiler here, the one pick I would bet money it's going to be is at 29. I think the Lions are going Mike Sanders still out of Michigan, the corner. I think he fills what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did for you. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. But I think our first three are probably going to be the same players, maybe in a different order. I changed the order up this time. I went Caleb Williams 1 to the Bears, Daniels 2 to the to the Commies, and May 3 to the Patriots.
I have the exact same.
Okay, so you did that too. I think we changed it. I think we flipped May and Daniels this time.
Yeah.
MHJ 4 to the Cardinals.
MHJ.
And again, we can talk. I can give my analysis of the players, but I think I've done that twice.
Yeah,
now.
same here.
So I mean, I got Neighbors at 5 to the Cardinals. I mean Chargers.
I have Neighbors at 5 to the Chargers.
I think you need something complimenting after Allen's gone.
Williams gone.
You can go Odunze, but Odunze gives you what Johnson gives you.
I will say that there was some sort of talk on Neighbors, some outside activity. I don't remember what it was exactly, but there was something going on with him that might be a little cautious.
There's some red flags popping up that he's immature, that he's kind of a diva. That like, okay, well, if he's a diva, has that ever stopped a team drafting Randy Moss? it kind of did a little bit. He also had legal trouble. Did that stop a team drafting DK Metcalf?
We passed on Randy Moss. So.
We're not talking about that. Des Bryant. Guys can be divas and it work. As Heaney has loaded the bases with 2 outs.
Ugh.
So, and this is the Andrew Heaney experience. 23 pitches in the first freaking inning. So, yay. And then at 6, I got McCarthy.
I have McCarthy at 6.
Not because he's a good player, not because he's a number. I think this is, if I'm being honest, I think McCarthy is Daniel Jones 2.0 in terms of if you're drafting him at 6. But that.
So I'm the same way. I don't think McCarthy is first-round talent, but nonetheless, number 6 talent. Mm. But I think that the Giants don't want to take any chances. There is potential there. And I think that, you got to take that risk. Giants in a weird spot. And to potentially get your future, you don't want to take that chance.
At 7 to the Titans, they need a right tackle. And so I went Joe Alt.
I have Joe Alt.
And not that he can play right. He played left, but he can play right. He is, I think he's the most the non-talked about prospect in that top. I think I have him number 4 or 5 on my board. No, I have to have him because I have MHJ 1, Williams 2, Daniels 3. Yeah, I have Alt 4, I believe. I think he is Joe Thomas. He is.
Yeah, he's awesome.
A absolute. I struggled to find any cons on my write up on him, but at 8 with the Falcons, I got Kenyon Mitchell. I think you want to go outside corner. It allows you to kick Clark Phillips inside, where I think he's a lot better, and you have Mitchell to go to the outside to pair with. Hey.
Yeah, as well as I said, I had Joel at 7, and I have Dallas Turner to the Falcons. I just still think that's they've been talking about it. I just think that that's the lock.
Well, hey, I would kind of clown on them a little bit. I think 8's a little bit high for him, in my opinion. I did tag the first round grade on him eventually. I don't say I caved, but I reevaluated, and I okay, he's a first round player because he flashes enough to be a first round player, but he's a back end of the first round type of player. AJ Terrell, that's who I was saying. I'm like, because I said Mitchell to pair with, and I was blanking on his name, so I just said paired with and then stopped as Heaney gets out of the jam with the ground out. So, hey, there you go. I got Odunze at 9 to the Bears. I'm sure you.
I do not.
Really?
Because I just don't think they need another first-round talent receiver with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. I think they can get a receiver later with how deep the draft is.
Oh, I agree, but the thing is, I don't know if you've heard the rumor or not. There's been a rumor floating around that Chicago is potentially looking to trade up with the Cardinals to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well.
And I'm just saying, if they did that, if they used 9, traded like several picks, it would cost a lot to get up for that. But if you ran into the season with Caleb Williams as your quarterback, and again, I've talked about Caleb Williams, but I think if he had Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison Jr. at receiver and a pretty decent offensive line, I think they signed DeAndre Swift. They had a running back on there that I knew and was decent. And he doesn't succeed, I don't give a crap. That is one of the best positions you can go to if you can get MHJ.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I remember Seth was telling me that if that happened, that would probably be potentially one of the greatest receiving cores in the history of the NFL.
Sure.
DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, that would be special.
I actually have a surprise pick, though, for them.
Who do you have?
I have them going Byron Murphy.
Interesting.
I think the one thing that they need, sure, they could go another receiver. But outside of that, the D-line needs the most work.
I noticed that. And I think if they did go defensive tackle, I think it'd be Newton.
Sure.
But two, the reason they didn't go with defensive tackle was they drafted Gervon Dexter last year in the second round. So I think they want to give him another chance, and one more year to kind of see can he be that guy. Because he had a bad he graded badly PFF-wise, but I think they want to see what they have in him.
It's more of a reach pick for me because this really isn't my final mock, and it's kind of like, well, this could happen.
This is mock 3.0. This is not the one that on draft day we'll be looking at to determine if we got it right or not.
So this is my pick that's like, well, there's a possibility this could happen. Byron Murphy has the talent to be the first defensive lineman gone. And
yeah.
And
then we got, at 10 to the Jets. I got a fun pick here. I wanted to go receiver, but the top guys are picked off, and I don't think there's anyone in that next range until you get deeper into the first. So I thought, well, this could be a trade back scenario, I really think. I have Brock Bowers. And I think I like Tyler Conklin, but Bowers gives you a great run blocker and a great pass catcher. I think he's George Kittle, and I think that the Jets would love to draft a guy like that to help out Aaron Rodgers. So I have Brock Bowers at 10.
Well, you said it yourself. They need a receiver, right? I still have a Dunze on my board.
That's right. I did on your board. So
Roma Dunze to the Jets.
That's fair. At 11, now remember, this is no trades. And I know the Vikings don't have a quarterback. And now that I'm looking at my mock, I'm realizing they don't have a quarterback. And I didn't have them taking a quarterback. So it's a good thing this is 3.0. I truly think, because I did this as a no trade, I truly think that Minnesota's going to trade up for a quarterback.
Yeah, I do as well.
But I did not have them taking one here. I have them filling some of the other holes in their roster, and maybe they go developmental quarterback, Rattler, Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis, Joe Milton. I mean, take your pick. There are several pretty decent ones there later in the draft. So I have to go in Jerzon Newton, or he does go by Johnny Newton from Illinois, the defensive tackle. Really good player. I know on the PFF board he's kind of been the guy that falls a lot, but I don't think he falls. I think if the Vikings stayed put, and I know that I still have Penix and Nix on the board, but I think if they couldn't trade up, again, this is kind of I forgot they needed a quarterback situation, to be honest, but I think it could still happen.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I got them going Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, wow.
The Vikings going Brock Bowers.
There you go. At 12, I have the Broncos taking Penix, and they need a quarterback. I think if Sean Payton was to like any of the quarterbacks left on that board, it'd be Michael Penix. So,
Agree. But I have Kenyon Mitchell.
Okay.
I think another position that they need to have alongside Pat Surtain to really have that elite cornerback depth.
Now, I want everyone to know this, okay? I do not think this player at 13 is worthy of this pick, and you probably know where I'm going with this.
Sure.
He is not worthy of this pick. I have him. Where is he on this board? Where is he? There he is. Where is he? I just saw him. Am I?
There
There
you
he
go.
is. I have him at 73 right now. Okay. Just above Junior Colson and Malachi Corley. So, I mean, Jalen Polk. So you're kind of seeing where I have, and he's just behind Roman Wilson. Actually, hold on. I'm making a change to my board here mid-show. I'm putting Knicks above Roman Wilson. But I have him just behind
You just leaked who you said.
Edgerrin Cooper. So he's at 72 now. Behind Corum, behind Jonah Ellis, behind all these players. And it's Bo Nix, if you couldn't hear me say the word Knicks, at 13 of the Raiders. They need a quarterback desperately. They have everything else fixed. They don't have many other holes in the roster. Maybe receiver, but I don't think 13 is where you're going to go receiver. I mean, if you just look at this board right here, Chase, how many WRs are you seeing? A lot.
A lot, yeah.
In that second, third round. So, I mean, if you want to come back in the second, and look, there's Ricky Pearsall. Oh, look, there's Troy Franklin, Lad McConkey, great name, by the way. There's Johnny Wilson, who's like 6'6" as a receiver, by the way. He's freakish. I mean, you can come back and get a receiver if you want. And so I think that's what they do.
Yeah.
You?
I'm going to Talise Fuaga.
Okay, so you're
best player on the board.
So you're waiting on the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Okay. At 14, I have Talise Fuaga. And to the Saints. The reason I have him to the Saints is I have him at 10 on my board. He's a tackle, but he could kick the guard. And then New Orleans had some needs at guard, so I could see them drafting him, and then maybe keeping him at tackle or kicking him in, depending on what they wanted to do.
Sure. I'm in the same kind of situation, except I had them going Fashanu. So
Fashanu, okay.
We're on the same page there.
The thing about Fashanu is if you're going to go a tackle, I think that could kick it to guard, that'd be Fatanu.
Sure.
Because Fashanu is going to be a tackle. I don't think he's going to kick the guard.
Sure.
And I have Fatanu at 15 in the Colts. I think you want to protect your commodity in Anthony Richardson. I think you saw him get hurt, and I think you're going to draft an offensive lineman. So I have Troy Fatanu, he probably is one of those that not only can he kick the guard, I think he should kick the guard. Whereas Fatanu can, and Fatanu is at 18 on my board, just behind Terrion Arnold and JPJ.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of reasons Anthony Richardson got hurt last year wasn't necessarily because of the O-line. He was very aggressive when he went outside the pocket, and he wouldn't slide. He would always take the contact, right?
Right.
So I don't think O-line is a big need for them. And they don't have that second option. So I actually have them going with Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. At 16 to the Seahawks, I think he kind of fits what they want to do on defense, and I think they Dallas Turner. Gives you a pass rusher. He's if they like Boye Mafe, this is like Boye Mafe on steroids. So
Yeah.
I did upgrade Dallas Turner, like I said earlier, to a first-round pick. Right now, I think he's sitting at 27 on my board, just behind his teammate Kool-Aid and just behind A.D. Mitchell. So another guy that I know you are super hot, A.D. Mitchell, and I swear if that's who you have us going, I'm going to smack you.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, I know that face. 17 to the Jaguar. Oh, wait, did I skip you?
Yeah.
Seahawks? What?
I have them going Jared Verse.
Oh, yeah, I definitely could see that. Edge, yeah.
Why is Marcus swinging on a 3-0?
Makes sense. Xavier Worthy at 17 is what I have. And that did not change. I have that staying. I think they want to add some speed for Trevor Lawrence. And I also think that part of it is they want to keep him out of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because, dear Lord, I ask of one thing. Please do not let Kansas City draft Xavier Worthy. Because if he's on the board, that's who they're taking. 100%. I will say that right now. So who do you have for the Jags?
Laiatu Latu.
Edge.
Another thing to go side Josh Allen.
That would be nuts. I have Cooper DeJean at 18 to the Bengals. I think you want to add someone to secondary. And DeJean's a guy that could kick to safety. I know people are saying, well, there's the joke going around. I want to preface it's a joke because he's a white corner that everyone's saying that he's going to be a safety because you can't have a white cornerback. But I think he could play at corner. I really do. Was a cornerstone of that Iowa defense that was very famous this past season. Was probably the second best defense in college football behind Florida State. Most likely.
Yeah.
So who do you have at Cincinnati?
Troy Fautanu.
Yeah. So
it can never hurt getting more
Offensive
protection for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Especially with the few injuries that he's had in his career.
At 19, the Rams draft a successor to Aaron Donald, Byron Murphy. He fits what Aaron Donald. He fits what Aaron Donald did, and so I think that he's a perfect fit there for them.
I like that,
and I think that's about where I would expect him to go because I think I have him at 22 on my board. So he's right in that area of 19, 22.
I like that, but I have them going Terron Arnold. I've had them going Terron Arnold. You know, yes, they do need a replacement for Aaron Donald now, but their cornerback depth is still poor.
Right.
So with all these corners in the draft, I think Terron Arnold is a great fit for them.
At 20, Pittsburgh steps to the podium, and they need a receiver. I think they needed someone opposite of Pickens. So why not go with the guy that I want to say, hold on for just a quick second, because I think Johnson left, right? They traded him, right?
Yeah, he went to the Panthers.
I'm not wrong there, right? Because I'm like, I second guess myself.
Yeah, they got
for
Dante Jackson.
That's right. Why not? Okay, no. I'm like, I remember that Pickens was someone on here. Mitchell is George Pickens. That's right. I have been going Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
Big physical receiver. I think opposite of Pickens would be really nasty.
Two big physical guys.
And you have?
J.C. Latham.
Okay, flexible offensive lineman. Dolphins at 21, I got Latu. I've been saying I think they want to add some edge depth, and so I think that you get the best edge in the draft at 21 is tremendous value for you. Who you have?
I have them going Jazon Newton, that Christian Wilkins replacement.
I'm not going to argue with that because Wilkins, and again, the reason I don't have him going to the tackle is, well, there's none on the board. After Murphy, Darius Robinson could kick inside easily. He is a big dude. But the next guy is Brandon Dorless out of Oregon at 56. So it is kind of, and he's a tweener. So he's not even a true defensive tackle. I think it's probably Fisk, or I think I skipped. I know I skipped. Where is he? Where's, I don't know why where the heck is he? It's the guy from Texas, T'Vondre Sweat.
Oh, yeah. But he's in some trouble.
Well, yeah, he definitely is in some trouble, but hold on, I'm having him. There he is, 55. I'm like, wait a second, I know he's right here. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry, I had a moment there. 22 to the Eagles, they run this pick to the stage. There's a rumor going around they want to solidify right tackle, or they want to solidify maybe to get another tackle. Well, if you want to do that, Oluf Fash, I think it's Fashanu.
Fashanu.
Because someone DM'd him, how do you say your name? And he actually DM'd back with how do you say? I think it was like, it's not Fashanu.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was. But they go with the tackle from Penn State proudly. At 22 is tremendous value.
Sure.
I mean, that is, BPA, you're running that pick. And as a Cowboys fan, I'm very, very sad. Who do you have to the Eagles?
Cooper DeJean.
Okay. I thought corner here too, but there's no Georgia corners, so they're not going to go corner. 23 Minnesota. I got Terry Arnold. I think they need a corner. And again, so I think you go Johnny Newton to solidify the middle. You go Terry Arnold to solidify a corner. I think you're rebuilding that defense and hoping that Sam Darnold can lead your team to victory. Who do you have to the Vikings?
Bo Nix.
Interesting. So above Penix.
At 23.
24 to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, you know who I'm going to go with. I don't think it's changed since mock number 1.
Sure. But you did mention that there was some...
And so apparently, according to Brian Broaddus of 105.3, there's apparently a potential medical issue. I think it was a knee, where he could be slipped out of the first round, which would be very sad. But I love Jackson Powers Johnson. I love him. He is my new man crush. He is. And I've added something to my draft board, so just in case anyone's looking at it, if the guy has an asterisk after his name, it means it's a pet cat. It's a guy that I've kind of fallen in love with as a prospect. My first one's 12 at Nate Wiggins out of Clemson, but then you got Jackson Powers Johnson. This dude is the man. I'm telling you, if we draft him, I will be screaming for joy. The rumor is, though, that we could be looking at Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma, which if that's the pick, I would not be mad, but I will not be happy. I will be kind of because he's very similar to Tyler Smith, where he's like all the potential in the world, but needs polish.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But who do you have for our Dallas Cowboys?
Adonai Mitchell.
You son of a... I can't say that word. Why? No, we don't. No.
I think we need someone like that.
Yeah, you do.
We need another Michael Gallup build type receiver. Young receiver.
I fully agree. The problem is that if Dak is on his butt, you can't throw to any... I don't care if you have Jerry Rice and Randy Moss and Wes Welker out there. It doesn't matter. if that no one's right now.
No, honestly, I don't think we're going Adonai Mitchell. I just really want him, and I want to manifest it. But
I know you do.
I think O-line here is 100% the pick, and there's a lot of guys to choose from at our draft position.
To me, the pick should either be Powers Johnson. If it falls the way my board fell, it should either be, and in this order, Powers Johnson, Graham Barton, J.C. Latham, Amarius Mims, Tyler Guyton.
Sure.
In that order. And then I'd probably put Jordan Morgan at 6 there. I like Jordan Morgan. But no. Right now, there's nobody snap the ball and nobody to block for Dak's blindside. So you need somebody.
Yes.
25 to Green Bay. I've got my guy, Nate Wiggins. At another corner. I think they released Jair and he hasn't signed, so who knows with him, but I got Nate Wiggins.
Amarius Mims.
26, you want to protect Baker. I got J.C. Latham of the Buccaneers.
I got Jackson Powers Johnson.
That would be so sad. I will be, because if everyone remembers my second draft show, 2022, did it by myself, and I had a cousin make fun of me a little bit because I think I said the name Tyler Linderbaum. Like he said, I think you said that name 30 times in a 2-minute span because I was Linderbaum, and he passed on him, and I was so mad. I would be even more mad if Powers Johnson falls to us at 24 and we don't take him. And take somebody like Tyler Guyton. I'd be a little more mad than that. But 27, Cardinals, Jared Verse. Wait. Did I skip your Buccaneers pick?
No, it says JPJ.
JPJ?
Yeah.
27 of the Cardinals, Jared Verse. Gives you a strong physical edge out there. So who do you have for
Nate Wiggins.
That's what we're kind of. And then I got A.D. Mitchell at 28 to the Bills. I need an
That's a great pick.
They need a receiver.
They will be drafting receiver. So I have them going. I actually have them reaching on Keon Coleman here. Kind of like that bigger receiver replacement. I mean, I know they lost Diggs, which we haven't talked about, but Diggs to the Texans.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear we did because it was on there.
Okay. Maybe we did. I apologize then. But yeah, no, I have them, that kind of like Gabe Davis replacement then.
And again,
Keon Coleman.
I'm putting money. I'm taking every penny I have and I'm putting money that Detroit Lions picks to me Mike Sanders still. He's one of my pet cats. I love the way he plays. But he immediately, within about 5 plays, I went, this is a Dan Campbell guy. I thought he hit it. I thought he was watching it. Dang it. So you're struck out. He jumped off of the screen as a Dan Campbell player. They lost Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and they need someone to fill that nickel safety corner role. This guy can do it. He's perfect for that, and he plays the way Dan Campbell loves. He is I'm calling it right now if he's on, and he should be on the board. And Dan Campbell will ignore player value. Like he may be ranked 40, but you're still going to draft him in the first because they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell but I am putting money that it is Mike Sanders still. I would bet if I was a sports betting guy, which I am not, I'd be putting my money on Mike Sanders still as that pick.
All right. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I have them going Khalid McKinstry. I mean, same position.
And Carter, that's going to get through. Evan Carter with a screaming single past the diving reach of, I think it's John Singleton over there at first.
Probably.
Never was a great fielder, unfortunately. At 30 to ball. Wait, Lions, your pick.
Kool-Aid.
Coleman. Kool-Aid. That's right.
Yeah.
Ravens, Amarius Mims. I've got 3 straight tackles here, by the way.
I have 2.
Mims, I think he's a project. He's experienced, and I think that Baltimore can give him some practice reps and give. Oh no, that was a Brady. Never mind, that was a Brady. So the diving path, the diving catch of Abreu missed. And here comes the owner of the Astros. So who do you have at 30 for the Ravens?
Graham Barton.
That's fair. Definitely positional flexibility. He is not going to be a tackle in the NFL. He's probably going to be a guard or a center. 31 to the San Francisco. I've got Graham Barton. I think they need someone on that interior. I think that Kansas City kind of exposed that a little bit.
I've been going Tyler Guyton.
And at 32 to the Chiefs, I got Tyler Guyton to the Chiefs. Right. So I think you want to add a tackle. I think maybe a developmental tackle makes a lot of sense for Kansas City. Not a lot of need in that football team.
That is correct. But unfortunately, we saw some unfortunate news with Rashee Rice.
I know who you're going to go.
And you said it earlier that if he's on the board, they will go with him 100%.
Worthy.
And I think Xavier Worthy falls right into this Chiefs' lap.
And the rest of the NFL is going to be punching walls. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mock Draft 3.0. We will be having 4.0 the night before. Hey, Blanco, chill out. He's throwing it, Garcia. night before the draft. That's me. So it's, those 3 days can be so busy for me because Wednesday it's come here, record, go to the Ranger game. Thursday, draft. Friday, draft. Saturday, draft. So it's like, phew. And we will be live for the first 2 nights because, again, I am not going to force Chase and Seth to sit through rounds 4 through 7 because they would probably get a little bored at some point. So I understand. But we'll be live for the first 2 nights of the draft so that way we can get more analysis in. Thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you guys on Wednesday, not Saturday again. Sorry, it kind of got screwed up, but we will talk to you guys on Wednesday.
See you guys.